Okay, so then next one is like we are trying to do it on the interactive APQR, because this is another challenge. Suppose what happens is like, that when whatever we have seen is like APQR is going to collect the data from all the systems. Now the companies are doing it manually. If it is automated, it's quite easy for our algorithm. If it is not automated and it is a manual, records have been there, and it can able to help you in terms of, you can ask a query to this particular APQR, one specific APQR document, and you tell like, what is the challenge, and you wanted to create a CPK automatically, so it can generate a CPK for you. So this is what is the model way it works in. It again it uses the similar kind of the RAG models, but again it has got the more like the difference between this one to the other models, where here the most of the data into the tabular format, and also the control charts and all these things have been available as a part of APQR. So the algorithm, how it works, is a little bit different from the like the typical the other DMS system. So
introducing the AI-powered chatbot within the APQR application, your smart assistant for faster decision-making and seamless data access. Instead of manually searching through reports, users can simply ask questions like, show me OOS incidents for Q1, or list deviations for batch B104. The chatbot instantly analyzes structured and unstructured data across your reports, delivering precise, real-time answers within seconds. It's more than just a search tool. It understands context, learns from queries, and enhances productivity by reducing the time spent navigating complex documents. With the APQR chatbot, you empower your team to focus on insights, not paperwork.
So this is what is like, that this APQR is going to mean, that the work on, right? So now these are the typical examples what have been given. These examples can be implemented from tomorrow onwards if you wanted to do a POC, because you have a data, and we are not changing any kind of that approach. Earlier, manually thinking about each and every like that process, or like when you look at quality events, you are manually writing everything and making it. Instead of that, like AI recommends you, but still you need to do the job of a review and submit. Before you submit, you need to validate that whether it is right or not, right? So in the same way, because you already have a data, you need to apply on it on top of the data. If you already, you suppose like have a data, and the current software doesn't support it, you can run it separately also. You can run a separate like that is means that instance wherein like that you can get the recommendations coming from there, and just like that they refer those recommendations. So like this, you can start working on these things today onwards, not even tomorrow. And you being a pharma people, you also need to get into the technology. That's the future is all about, because you are a domain experts, and the all the kind of challenges in the domain. You are the right people to make the kind of train the models. But yeah, it may not be immediately, because I'm not giving an add-on responsibility, but it's going to be the scenario in next like that is a couple of years, because everybody need to adopt the kind of technology, right? And now how this particular like that is AI adoption can be, identify your high impact use cases wherein like you already have a data. Especially most of the companies are having like quality and labs are being automated, areas have been automated. So that's where it's like you have already a data, and now you can use the first stage of your AI into your first like that means into these applications. And your data foundation and governance. So again, like how your data is there, and there must be some kind of governance model. And again, the challenge is like these models will work in your local environment also, because yeah, it needs a little bit of server resources while training the models, but otherwise like you doesn't need to have the API connections to get the models like connected to the your cloud environments. You can have these models run locally in your servers, right? And now like that what you can do is like you can do the pilot, and you can try it out how this particular thing works in the real time. And then like scale with this change management. Now if it's really doing well, and you can go ahead and start like accommodating into your neighbor existing systems. But still again, it is not a completely a change. You're just a recommendations which we are doing it, because it is a pre-populating, just like default values which we are keeping it for the users, right? So then institutionalizing means that AI culture and operating model. So a little bit sorry for that. So this is what culture can be gradually get into the system, like what I said, from a stage wise approach to the kind of making from a POC to the next level. So you can able to adopt these things. That's where I've been talking about a quality and labs. You already have a good amount of that automation, good amount of data. Please don't say we don't have a clean data. We can clean the data, just start using it, right? Sorry. So now, so in my next session, I'm going to talk about, because today we have seen most of the companies are having this these applications. So that's where we applied these models, because when we work with few customers, they also have some data. So when we start getting to them, they have the data. That's where it is easy for us also. So that's where we considered it. And now next one is we would like to, next sessions we'd like to focus on the QC and the manufacturing, right? So how you can contribute? So so there are when I talked about an OOS idea, this OOS idea of this particular thing applying an AI, that came from our last year. When as an Ample Logic, we do the AI Ideathon, where we invite the people to submit their ideas and we reward them for the best ideas, right? So that's what we have done. That exercise, this entire exercise of AI Ideathon has been started in the last year 2024. We got a very good response, and so now this year also we are planning to do the AI Ideathon, wherein you can submit your ideas, because our intent is to share our knowledge, whatever we are trying to do it. But when you start looking into it, you can come with more ideas, because you are a part of the system. You are being there in the shop floor every day. You are handling these deviations every day. You are handling this particular entire OSs every day, right? So obviously you can able to think of a better ideas, and you can that means why don't you share with the industry? Why don't you share with the kind of that the people, and why don't you share with the kind of companies like us? Not only the Ample Logic, even my competitors can able to see those ideas. So that's what we have done it. So last year ideas, if you want to refer any last year ideas, what are the ideas that's been that is shared by the pharma professionals. So we have these ideas are been available in our website. You can just go through navigate through these links. You can able to go through these ideas, and we request you to think. Now please start thinking how you can start this particular AI thing, right? You don't need to integrate with the systems. You can run it as separately also. Right. It can also helps in terms of, because there is a lot of challenges, SOPs, 2000 SOPs in the company. Out of that, I can say that at least a good amount of overlap between the SOP content. So there are challenges, many challenges like this. When we keep on discussing, many challenges will come in. But what I request you is please put your thoughts towards this, and also help the kind of industry will benefit with your idea. And at the same time, you please start thinking how this can be, AI can be an adoption. So that's where how we can able to improve the productivity, how we can able to minimize the inefficiencies in the companies. Our request to you, so please start thinking about an AI, and that when ChatGPT can able to generate an SOP for you, which is a draft kind of SOPs for you, but that there is a day that is going to come in wherein everybody mandatorily need to use an AI. Because once we start using this particular chatbot kind of thing, then obviously people stop that they're putting in writing the content or writing a document from the scratch, right? So now there is giving 50% of it, or that 30% of it, remaining thing which we are adding it. So definitely it is going to be in your workplace also. So we need to go for these kind of things, right? So request you to please think and start contributing for it. And once again, thank you for all your time and making your time to join here. And it is a late night in India. Happy to have you all here. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in this. If somebody I didn't see the chatbot, right? And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. And my team will also will be connect to you if you need any kind of query, right? So we can connect with us that in terms of info@amplelogic.com, wherein you can reach out to my team, right? So that they can able to help you out in terms of sharing the more detailed concept of what I presented now. Okay, once again, thank you very much.